Okay, hey guys. So today is day 28 of Road to Grandmaster. So today we'll continue the same topic, Bishop versus Knight. So yesterday we talked about Bishop Pawn versus Knight, right? So today, okay. So first of all, it's not uncommon in such situations for Black to have a pass pawn too, right? The strongest side's strategy remains unchanged. White must still play for Zugzwang. The defender, however, now has a new resource, which is deflection. Sometimes the pawn distracts the bishop from controlling an important square, which the knight then immediately occupies, or the reserve can happen. Or the reverse can happen. Sometimes the knight is sacrificed to allow the pawn to queen. Alright, so basically, yesterday we talked about bishop pawn versus knight. So today, basically what we're talking about is bishop pawn versus knight pawn. Alright, so let's look at this first example. So in this position, it's actually happened in a real game. This was a game played by Lizishin versus Zagorovsky, right, in Leningrad, 1953. Okay, so in this position, it's white to play. So bishop f5 was playing the game, which is a good move. Bishop e8 would be a mistake in view of h5. Good move. Deflection. Right, takes 97 and knight b6. The knight stands far away from the king, and the position will be drawn. So bishop h5 is the move here. h5, and now we go king e6, h4, king f6. All right, now it's yeah. So it's kind of like waiting move. We want to get the zugzwang position. Now you can't move the pawn. So knight c6 was played in the game. h3 is of course no better because takes king e4, king e6, king d4, and now bishop f5. Zugzwang. The knight can't move. The king can't move. Need to defend the knight. The knight move, I guess d7. So knight c6 was play. d7, knight d8, and now bishop e6. Good move. The idea is we want to play bishop d5, control the knight, and then play king e7, attack the knight, and then try to promote the queen. Trying to promote the pawn to a queen. So black have to stop it with king e4, and now bishop h3. The most accurate move. Threatening bishop g2 check. Again, control the square of knight, followed by king e7. So bishop g2 check, king e7 is the real threat. The immediately king e7, knight b7, bishop c4, h3, bishop a6 also works as well, also possible as well. But okay, bishop h3 was playing the game. Okay, so black again have to stop the idea of bishop g2, so we go king f3, king e7, knight b7, bishop f1, king g3, bishop a6, knight c5, and then white promote to a queen, and black resign. Right, in this position, if you go knight c6 check, then king here, knight d8, king c7, and then again the same thing, we attack the knight. So knight c6 also doesn't work as well. Knight b7 was playing again, then we simply go attack the knight, and then the knight have to move, then we promote, and we win the game. Right, black resigned in this position. So that's the first example. Now, here's more complex example. Quick second. Okay. Again, it's white to play here. So, in this position, okay, so white is the one who have the knight, so black's the one with the bishop. So basically, I would say white is defending and black is the attacker. White is the defender because black is the one with bishops, right? As we all know, usually, okay, most of the time bishop is better than a knight, right? Just most of the time. In some cases, knight will be better than bishop. So, but okay, in this case, bishop is better. So, in this position, what to play? So the move here is h5, good move. Exploiting the fact that the pawn is temporarily poisoned. Okay, bishop takes h5, king d3, and draw. King c3, take the pawn and draw. Alright. To advance it further, on king e2, we'll be losing position after king d4. So h5, good move. Now bishop h7, h6, king c5, king e2, king d4, king d1, king c3. Alright, let's examine the other attempts to play for Zugzwang for black. By the way, this was a gameplay by Nazarevsky versus Simonenko. Okay, so yeah, okay, so king d1, king c3 was playing the game. So let's examine other attempts to play for Zugzwang. First of all, bishop d3, king e1, king e3 works well if white plays king d1. You play king f2 and now it's Zugzwang. However, luckily white have this move with h7. So white saves himself if he sacrifices a pawn to deflect the bishop. After he takes, knight c4 check, and we win the pawn. It's a draw. So let's see if we play king d3 instead. King e1 basically forced. So king c3 and now king e2, good move. Not king d1 because bishop d3, king e1, king c2, and Zugzwang. White is losing. So you have to play king e2 here. Alright. And now bishop g6 is met by king e1. So the point being, we need to have these two squares are basically to defend the knight. We can't allow like this situation. We can't go here then because the knight is undefended. So we can't allow this situation happen. That's why king e2 here. If checks, then the move is king d1. Right, avoid king c2. Okay, so let's say bishop g6 here. Now the move is king e1. Alright, not king e3, allow bishop d3, Zugzwang, and also not king d1, allow bishop d3. You have to move the king, then king c2. So the best move is king e1, and white saves it. Now after instead of bishop g6, let's say you play king c2 in this position. We always have this typical knight versus pawn. So okay, just imagine the bishop and the pawn is not here. This is a very typical knight versus pawn. So we go knight c4 here, attack the pawn, the queen. Sorry, if they queen, then check, then you win. Sorry, not win. You draw. Okay, so this is a very typical knight versus pawn theory. So bishop d3 check. Basically, knight c4 is forced because it's the same thing here as Zugzwang. Now king d1, the king cannot guard the knight anymore, and if you play king e1, okay, bishop d3, same thing. So knight c4 check, and now take your knight h7. Okay, and it's a draw. Alright, so yeah, white saved it. Okay, so king c3 was playing the game. Now I play king e1. So basically, we still keep this 2 square. If bishop d3, it's very important to play king d1. If king c2, then king e2, I guess. Yeah, so okay, so king c2 was playing the game, so king e2, bishop d3, and king e1. Good move. Not king e3 because king d3. So king e1 basically forced. Now the problem is why this is not losing, because now it's black's turn. It's black to move. So he either has to move this bishop and allow king e2, or move this king and allow king d1, basically. Right? Because the bishop can't lift this diagonal up because h7. Sorry, the bishop can't lift this diagonal because of h7. So the bishop has to move somewhere. Okay, then king e2. So it's still not a zugzwang because it's black to move. If it's white to move, it's a zugzwang. So it's very important. It's actually just totally same thing like as we learned yesterday. Alright, so if in this position, if it's opponent's move, it's not zugzwang. Okay, so king c1 is playing the game. Now you have this check. Alright, and basically it's a draw lah. King b1, king d1, good move. Control the king. And the final touch is king d1. Okay, the final touch. So 92 actually is a mistake because of king c2. And you allow this position again. Now it's your turn, and you lose. The king has to move, then they take the knight, or the knight move, they promote. So 92 checks a blunder. If king d2, let's say, king a2, knight c1 check, then king a3, and you lose because you can't stop b1 queen. So the move here is king d1, and bishop c2 check was playing the game. We have king e2, bishop h7, king d1, again just to control the king. So bishop c2, king e2, king d1, bishop h5, king d2. Again, we need to control the king. King a2 was played, and now h7, queen, knight c1 check, queen, and then draw. Alright, they agree to draw. So yeah, basically that's the two positions I learned today. Alright, so it's quite good to know, like, to avoid such a zugzwang position. Right, like you have to keep this square to defend the knight, so it's very important to not allow such thing. And also you have to alert on the pawn sacrifice deflection anytime. Alright, and actually white saves the draw in this game. Okay, so I want to end this with two exercises. Okay, so I'll just show you. So basically the exercise, in the following exercise, you must answer the question, what should be the result of the game? So it's not about the move or something, not about like what's the move, it's about what's the result. White win, black win, or draw. That's what you need to answer. So just give me some quick second. Okay, so the first position, this is the first position, is white to play. Okay, it's white to play, so it's white win, black win, or draw. The first exercise. Second is this one. Again, it's white to play, so what you have to answer is draw, white win, or black win. Alright, so that's the two exercises. I will probably answer this two position tomorrow. So just stay tuned, and basically that's all for today. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. So keep following my Road to Grandmaster, and yeah, just take care and bye.